Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Shane, and today we are going to be discussing the latest updates regarding the second stimulus package and second stimulus payment. Now, with that being said, let's jump right into it. America is waiting for Congress to pass a second stimulus package and payment. Congress desperately needs to pass something soon to ensure the recovery continues. Many citizens, businesses, and states are in desperate need of further financial aid. Republicans and Democrats need to compromise for the American people and pass something to solidify the economic recovery. So, could a new stimulus bill pass before the end of the year? Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is now said to be taking the lead on stimulus negotiations on the Republican side and has declared that a deal needs to be done before the end of the year. According to the Wall Street Journal, Americans should not expect a stimulus package relief bill between now and the end of the year. Even if Congress passes a stimulus bill in early December, it could take weeks for the IRS to electronically deposit the funds into people's bank accounts, much less mail out millions of paper checks. It took between 1 and 3 months for Americans to get their stimulus checks after the bill was signed into law in spring. Congress returns to Washington on Monday, testing its collective will to pass more corona relief aid before the end of 2020. A final sprint to pass something before 2021 occurs after one of the deadliest weeks since the coronavirus pandemic began. America is facing the end of the last economic protections against COVID-19. Up to 20 million renters may be at risk of losing their homes come early next year. Mark Zandi, a chief economist, stated the economy is going to be very uncomfortable between now and when we get the next fiscal package. If lawmakers can't get it together, it will be very difficult for the economy to avoid going back into recession. Representative Josh Gethamere, a congressman from New Jersey, stated, "I think getting a deal done helps both sides. Failing to get a deal done looks bad on both the Democrats and Republicans. It's really critical for both sides to show that they could get something passed. Either side will be punished for appearing to be an obstructionist. America wants a new stimulus bill sooner rather than later. According to Pew Research, more than 2/3 of Americans said they wanted a bill passed by the current Congress, while 11% wants to wait until President-elect Joe Biden takes office in 2021. Only 19% of America said more aid is not necessary." Negotiations on a new stimulus bill have deadlocked over Democrats' demand that it includes hundreds of billions of dollars in aid to state and local governments, while Republicans demand that it protects businesses from lawsuits if their customers or employees are infected by the coronavirus. The House of Representatives has 9 official in-session days, while the Senate has 14 days before both chambers break for the year. With less than a month to debate, draft, and vote on a new stimulus package, Congress is expected to work overtime, including weekends, in the effort to close a deal. The next wave of economic stimulus should include both unemployment benefits, stimulus checks, and aid to small businesses. Current forecasts by the Center of Disease Control and Prevention predicts that the U.S. could see a total of 300 to 320,000 COVID deaths in America by December 19th. Both the Democrats and Republicans do appear to agree on measures such as a second stimulus check up to $1,200 for qualifying Americans, following the same method of payments sent out back in late March. Both House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and U.S. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin have not been able to find enough middle ground on the overall size and scope of the bill, albeit they have gotten closer. Mitch McConnell has suggested that Congress approve renewal aid to small businesses and increase unemployment insurance payments and fight over everything else later. But House Democrats insist that any bill also include federal aid for hard-hit states and local governments, which so far has been a non-negotiator for Republicans, even as Mitch McConnell recently expressed a willingness to consider such assistance. Can a bill of any kind actually be passed in 2020? In the 8 months since the CARES Act passed in March, the two sides have held fast to their respective positions, Democrats favoring a large bill with a second stimulus check, and with Republicans embracing a smaller relief package as a stopgap until the first measure of coronavirus vaccines are administered in early to mid-2021. If a stimulus bill is passed before January 20th, President Donald Trump could sign the bill into law before the end of the year, and stimulus checks and other aid would likely be able to go out within weeks, with certain groups receiving financial aid possibly before the end of the year. Another alternative could be that Congress passes a smaller bill now and passes another bill later on in 2021. It is possible that a subset of programs gets aid before Joe Biden becomes president. For example, unemployment aid or the extension of the eviction ban. So which programs do the Republicans and Democrats agree upon? Proposals from both sides have included the Paycheck Protection Program for small businesses, enhanced unemployment insurance, and another second stimulus payment of up to $1,200 for individuals who meet the requirements. Congress's inability to act may leave many households and businesses hanging, with millions set to lose their unemployment benefits by the end of the year and nationwide eviction moratorium lapsing in the new year. The number of Americans applying for jobless aid rose for a second week in a row, a sign that the economy recovery is losing speed. Hopefully, Congress gets their act together sooner than later so the economy doesn't slip into recession. Remember, we are all in this together, and as a nation, we could collectively work together and push through these difficult times. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.